Good morning, my good friends. This is your second morning here in the schedule. It's January 13, and tomorrow that's the Valentine's Day. Now it's 8:30. From 8:30 to 9:30, we will talk about meditation instruction. How are you today? Everything is okay? It seems going well. Yeah. Do you remember the first day that I arrived? There's two groups of people. Group one, the problem makers. The second one, problem solver. So thank you that you are in the second group. All of you, very nice. I'm really happy that I have very good friends like you, and we will do forever, do the better things for life. And meditation instruction this morning, I would like to tell you the whole story about the meditation methods. You know, the methods of meditation in India, that they have at least 40 methods, not only one or two or three or four, about at least 40 methods. And here, there's one method that Lord Buddha declared. He got enlightened because of this method that we call Anapanasati, and he divided in 4 steps, and each step it has 4 parts. 4 parts. That's we call group of 4. Group of 4. 4 groups and group of 4. So 4 multiplied by 4. 16. So that's 16 steps or 16 parts in 4 groups. The first group, he named Gaya Nupassati or Gaya Vipassana. Gaya, that's Pali. You know Pali, this language. Gaya, in English, we translate to body. Kaya does mean body. Okay. So in Kaya we have 4 parts. And then the second group we call Vedana. Vedana Vipassana or Vedana Vipassati. Vedana mean in English we call feelings. Feelings. So that's you have to understand about the feeling. There are many types of feelings. So we have to understand about the feeling in second group. In second group we have 4 parts again that we have to learn until we know well about the feelings. And if you know well, you can control, you can manage your feeling. And then after that, you will not bite yourself anymore. See that? That's the second part, or the second group. The third part, or the third group, or the third chakra, that we call Chitta Bhavana. Chitta, we translate into English, mind. M-I-N-D, mind. So, 1, body, 2, feelings, 3, mind. And in mind, we divide it in 4 again, 4 steps, with 4 parts. The last one we call Dhamma. Dhamma. That's I have been talking about Dhamma. What is Dhamma? You know now. Dhamma. And in Dhamma, we divided in 4 parts again. So 4 multiplied by 4, 16. That's all. So, the first part, that's the most important. If you cannot go through first part, you cannot go to the second part. Like you climbing up to the mountain, you use the ladder. You have to go step by step. You cannot jump. But again, if you want to do the shortcut, we have shortcut. You know shortcut? Do you know shortcut? Huh? You know shortcut? S-H-U-T. S-H-O-R-T-C-U-T. Shortcut. That means you just cross in the short ways. Shortcut. That you can bring the last part to the first part. The last part, or the last group, that's Dhamma. So Dhamma come to study at the first group. The first group, that Kaya. Kaya or body. You know. So we will come back to the first group. That's very important. The first group, Kaya or body. When we mention about body, that means the component, not only one thing. Like your body is composed of 4 elements. You see that? And then Kaya here, we have 2 kinds of Kaya. 2 kinds of Kayas. 2 kinds. One is breathing Kaya. We call the breathing, that's Kaya also. Because in the breath, there are many elements in there. So we call Kaya. So breathing Kaya and flesh Kaya. This your body. We call flesh. F-L-E-S-H. Flesh. Yeah, it's flesh like this. So breathing Kaya, breathing Kaya and flesh Kaya. 2 kinds of Kaya. So you have to study both. You have to study breathing Kaya and flesh Kaya. But the first part about breathing Kaya, you have to learn first. And then you will see how breathing Kaya influence to your flesh Kaya. And when your flesh Kaya change from the breathing Kaya, and how does your body will influence to your mind, the last 5. So 3 steps. Breathing, flesh and mind. You cannot control your flesh Kaya directly, but you can control your body by breathing Kaya. If you can calm down your breathing Kaya, and then that breathing Kaya will influence to your flesh Kaya. Your flesh Kaya will calm down also. See that? That's the technique. When your breathing Kaya very rough, and then that influence to your body Kaya also. And influence to your mind. So when you have rough or breathing, and that breathing will influence to your flesh Kaya, and flesh Kaya influence to your mind. So when your mind very rough, and then you are thinking rough, you are talking rough, your action rough, because mind is the master of your life. You see this step that we see that. So we are here to practice on the breathing. That means you control your breathing. You work with your breathing. You learn from your breathing, and you see your breathing will influence to your flesh body and to your mind. So why I said this morning, you have to observe. Observe. what happens when you start your breathing. You're breathing in long, and what happens? Breathing out long, and what happens? At the beginning, your breathing still rough or hot, but when you do it continuously, your breathing will calm down and fine. And then what influence you have to observe? How to influence to your flesh body? How influence to your mind? You observe. You see that you have to learn by yourself today. So we control our mind. The important thing that we are doing our meditation, that we want to control the mind. We want to manage the mind, but we have to use so many things that can control. You cannot control your mind directly. See that? So when you control your mind, you can manage your mind, and then at the beginning, from 4 groups, your mind, the first part, when your mind calm down, when your mind calm, and then you can use the calm mind to what? To learn about the truth of life. So the last group that we call Dhamma, that means group, the truth of life and nature. Truth of life and nature. So we call Dhamma. So if you want to see Dhamma, you have to calm your mind. So first part we call Samatha. That means your mind calm. So all techniques you just direct to your mind. You want to work with your mind. When your mind calm, we call Samatha. And then you use your mind to contemplate on the truth of life, the truth of nature. See that? That means you develop your mind until your mind can see things at the right things. If you see you see things without your mind calm, and then you cannot see the truth of life, you cannot see the truth of nature. Like water, when it's going make waves like this, you cannot see what inside of the water. But when the water peace or calm, and then you can see what inside of the water. Like I mentioned about when you look at me, if you look with your normal mind, that your mind still not have been trained before, you look at me as a self. See, a self, and that really it seems that permanent, not change. But when you calm your mind calm, you can see that your wisdom eye will open, and you will see all things in the world change. Even me myself change. Your shirt change. Your hair is changed. Your nail on your finger is changing. Nothing permanent. That you see from your wisdom eye. Now that you listen to me, you understand, but you understand from where? From the brain, not from your mind. If from your mind, then you will change your behavior, because your mind sees it, and then you will not go to love or go to hate that thing, because that thing is moving. You see? So you have knowledge by listening to me. You have knowledge by read from the book. That's influence to your brain only. So your brain knows, but your mind don't accept. See that? So you know now that you yourself, not self, not real self, you know, but your mind still cling or still attach your body. That's your mind. You know that? Your brain knows, but your mind still embrace, and your mind still cling your body. Like one day, a friend of mine, he's German, came down to my place, and he cried. Why? I asked him, why you cry? Because my father passed away about 10 years ago. I really loved him. And now, his birthday, so I think of him. And I really very sad when I think of him, because I don't want him to die. You see that? And he said, by my brain, I know everybody has to die, but my mind, I don't want him to die. You see that? That the mind and the brain cannot go together. So you have to train your mind until your mind open, and your mind see things, and your mind will free from all things that changing all the time. You know that. If you don't train your mind, you just have only knowledge. You don't have wisdom from the mind, and the mind will not accept. You can say there's no egoism, but the mind still attach your body. You see, that's the problem. So the first part, that's very important. So you have to try to observe and realize when you work on breathing. So breathing, it has two kinds of breathing. Now you are doing with long breathing. You observe and you realize how that influence to your flesh body and your mind first. And the second one, after you know well that your long breathing, how influence to your flesh body and your mind, and then you shift, shift. Like you shift gear of a car, you see, you shift from short breathing from long breathing to short breathing. And then you observe again how influence to your body, your flesh body, and how influence to your mind. It's supposed to be opposite with the long breathing, but you have to observe from the mind, not from the brain. Your mind will see it. When you close your eye, you will see it. You don't believe your eyes, don't believe your ears, you have to believe your wisdom from your mind. Your mind will see it. Like one story in Zen Buddhism in Japan about one monk, and the rumor of the people in town, rumor? Rumor, this means talk of the town, people will talk about him. That monk got enlightened, and he will not touch the money. So, a professor from university in Tokyo, he want to prove that's true or not. So he walked from the city to see the monk on the top of the mountain. And the monk knows before that professor come to prove him. So he told his disciple, please bring all the money box beside him. And when the professor came very close to the monastery, he just starting counting the money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before that he never touched, but he want to teach the professor. When professor, he opened his mouth and his eyes wide. Wow, that's not true, because the people told me that you never touch the money. Why are you still counting the money? And then the monk said, oh, you still believe your eyes and your ears. Professor got enlightened. That's the end of the story. Are you got enlightened now? You see that? So, don't believe what? Your eyes and your ears. When the thing that you see, that's not true. You understand that? Why? That the monk want to, he just do only outside, but inside he never think about the money. He don't no need to touch. That means his mind free from that attachment, all things. Like the story that one monk, that's a new monk, when he became a monk, when you are a new monk, that means you still have problem with your mind. You still check the people, check the other people, you don't check yourself. You see, you want to correct the others, you don't want to correct yourself. And when you want to correct the others, you look at the others and, oh, you are bad with this thing, you are bad, this one bad, so many bads around you, and the bad feeling in him, and he feels very, very sad, because he is staying around the bad people. You see that? Where is the badness? The badness in the mind of that monk. And then the old monk who got enlightened already, he came to him and he want to bring him to get free from this. So that he bring him walk in the jungle, and he said, during walking in the jungle, we have only one precept. If the thing happen, don't talk. The thing that you see, the thing that you hear, don't talk. See? During the walk in the jungle, one lady with kimonos, stuck in the mud in the river, because his sandals stuck in the mud. And then the old monk prepare his rope and walk into the river and hold the ladies and put to the other bank. And what happened to the young monk? Wow! The monk cannot touch the lady, but this old monk hold the ladies. What happened? But the precept of walking in the jungle, you cannot talk. The old monk hold the lady, put the other bank, and he walked quietly, peacefully. It seemed that nothing happened to him. But for the young monk, he feel very upset, he feel very bad about the old monk. But you are the old monk, why you do something like this? But he cannot talk. And they walk until at the night time, they go to the place for sleeping. And the old monk go to bed. But the young monk go to bed, but he cannot sleep. He can think about the scene that the old monk hold the ladies until he cannot stand with that, until that feeling is come up until it's what? Full up in his mind, and he get out of his bed and he walked directly to the old monk, and he said, and the old monk said, oh, why you don't sleep? Oh, I cannot sleep. Why? Because this morning you hold the lady, put to the other bank. The old man said, stop, I hold her, I put her down already. That you hold her up here. That's the end of the story. And the young monk got enlightened. You got it? How about you? How many things that you hold from your country, from your family, up here? So don't hold anything. You just let it go on. You are here free from all. Okay? That's the story. So that's why I talk about the mind. The mind have to see, and you cannot believe your eyes and your ears. So the mind inside, you don't know. Like now, I cannot read your mind. And who will read your mind? Who? You yourself, you have to read your mind. But some enlightened one can read the other minds. That means if I got enlightened and then I can read your mind, I can read my mind. And Lord Buddha said, not all enlightened person can read the other minds. You see that? So sometimes the disciple who got enlightened will teach the other. If you got enlightened, this means no need to teach anymore. You see that? That's he free from all, no problem. And sometimes Lord Buddha had to say, oh, you don't teach him anymore because he got enlightened. That means you don't know the other mind. But Lord Buddha said, if you don't know the other mind, but you have to know your own mind. See that? Like me, I cannot read your mind, but I have to read my mind. If I cannot read my mind, that's the problem. See that? So I would like to invite you to read your mind. Don't believe your eyes, don't believe your ears, but you believe your right wisdom from your mind. Okay? Clear now? So, the first part, or the first group, about breathing, long and short, you have to train today. If you can do long breathing well, and you observe, you realize about the influence of long breathing to your flesh body, to your mind. And then you can control the long breathing fluency. You know fluency? That means you have skill to do it. And after that, you shift to short breathing. And you observe again. And then you will see, you will get so many benefits from that. From long breathing and short breathing, you will learn by yourself. I will not conclude now. I will tell you afterward. And then you can share with me what have you learned from your long breathing and short breathing. Okay? That's very important, because I can tell you now, breathing is life. If you have short breathing, that means you have short life. If you have long breathing, that means you have long life. You know that. And then you see why I say this. You have to observe and realize by yourself. Don't believe. Okay? And after that, the first part of first group, that's long breathing, you observe, realize. The second one, short breathing. The third one, that you have to calm down. Calm down what? Both. Breathing kaya and flesh kaya. That means you calm down both. That they call all gayas. That means all bodies. All bodies, that means breathing body and flesh body. You have to calm down. That means you can control your breathing body until your breathing body calm. See? And then you can control your flesh body calm also. When both calm, what happens? That means your meditation is in progress. In progress. And then you will use the what? The second technique. The second technique. The first technique that I told you about hunting or following, remember? Do hunting or following the breath. The second technique, you use watching at one point. No need to follow anymore. The first technique, you have to follow from the tip of your nose down to navel, from navel back to the tip of the nose. The second technique, no need to follow. You just watching at one point. You put on your mind here. You just watching. When the breathing go in, you just watching here. Go in, let it go. And when it come out, you watching here again. They compare this like you what? Do the baby sitting, or you feed the babies. You put the baby in the cradle, you know, in the cradle. At the beginning, your baby still awake. So you have to wash all the time. When you swing the cradle at the left, you have to watch. When the cradle swing to the right, you have to watch like this, going like this. You follow. You see that? You follow the cradle because your baby is still awake. If you don't follow, maybe your baby will jump out of what? The cradle. You understand the comparison or this analogy? And now your mind, your breath calm down. That means your baby sleep. When your baby sleep, no need to follow. You just watch only one point. When the cradle comes through, just watch. Oh, the baby is in sleep. You can see him. See that? That's the comparison. So the second technique that we call watching. Watching technique. So you try today if you want. Up to you. But you have to tell yourself that you have the skillful or very fluency in following or reading. I will ask you now, can you control your mind now? Can you control your breathing now? What happened? If you cannot control, that I try to tell you about 3 sentences of Thich Nhat Hanh. What? Nowhere to go, nothing to do, drop all your worries, and the other technique. If you can control, you just take the breathing in and you stop breathing. When you stop breathing, what happens? Yeah, your mindfulness will come because you will worry about the death. That's the technique. So you tell yourself, if my mind is going away, I will not breathe anymore. And then your mind will come to you. That's the technique. You know that? So you try many techniques. How to control your mind. If you do the right thing, maybe in 3 days you can control it. But if you do the wrong thing, maybe 1 month, maybe 1 year, maybe 100 years, you cannot control it. You know that? If you cannot control your mind, what happened? What happened to your life? If you cannot control your mind, what happened to your life? You know? You have chaos, you have problems. See that? Because your mind, you cannot control, and your mind will create many problems. So, you try, you understand that? This is the first part that's about the body. So you have to practice that. And the last part of the first group. The last part of the first group. 1, long breathing. 2, short breathing. 3, calm down both body. Calm down your breathing and your flesh body. Your breathing body and flesh body, you calm them down. When you calm them down, and then the last one, that means you will create. Because you can calm down, you can watch at one point. The last one that you can create what? The mental image. You can create mental image. Yeah. Create or imagine. Just come from your mind. You have to think about the image that you will create from the mind. And the mind will create when you stay at one point. At one point. You see, that one point technique. And then that means your mind will concentrate on only one point. When you concentrate on that point, and then you will forget about your concentrating about this. That's the mental image will come. That will come in many ways. In many images. It's sometimes like like the star. or like the sun, come from the mental image that you imagine. See that? That's the last part of the first group. And then you can watch it. At the time you feel very, very exciting. You're very happy when that image comes. You know that? And then you can play with it. Maybe some colors, maybe red color or what? Blue color, the color of that image. That maybe there are many images, and then you have to choose one. To choose only one image that you like. You see that? That's the step only. This is theory. So when you practice, you will see by yourself. Okay? That's the first group. You choose one and then you practice on that until your mind concentrates in one point. That your meditation in progress, and then you will use that meditation in the other group, for the second group. That for what? For the feeling. For the feeling. That means you will get in the feeling, you will step to, we call piti in Pali. Piti, this means exciting happiness. At the time, you will reach what? Your hair will stand, your tear will come down, or your body will shaking like this, because that you get the what? Exciting happiness. You know, exciting happiness. You understand that? Not after exciting and then will calm down. When calm down, that you will get the real happiness. From exciting happiness, when that's calm down, you will get the happiness. That's from the peaceful mind. At the time, you're really exciting, but you feel happy. You feel happy also. Maybe you are so many things happen to you. Maybe some of you have been through this experience. You have been through that. Can you tell your friend? Yeah. Can you tell your friend how this exciting happiness happened to you?
The last time I was here in resort, I'm in retreat. Suddenly tears.
Your tears come down.
Body was shaking.
Shaking.
Very weak and
tremble.
Yeah. And I was very happy.
And then you will cry for. You will cry for. You want to have it again. Yeah, you see.
Colors were very alive. And,
right. I got this in 1974, after 3 days. And then I think, this kind of happiness in the world. If I don't come to be a monk, I don't do meditation, I will not get this kind of happiness. Because happiness that I think before come from where? Come from eating. Good food, good music. You see that? That come from outside. But here from where? From inside. From you. You see that? You will no need to fight with the other people. If you need the happiness from outside, you have to fight with the other people. You see that? Because the material things to stimulate or arouse your nervous system. But here from inside. So now we will know that the real happiness that comes from the mind. From outside we cannot call happiness anymore. What you call? That's the pleasure or pleasant. The feeling outside only. You see that? And that you have to go away. Maybe you have to go to Hadrin. You know Hadrin? You don't know Hadrin. That at the night time you will listen to the noisy sound. Bang, 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 the whole. You see? That what? The happiness from outside. See that? So when you have this and then your money will save, you will not spend money for happiness outside anymore. You see that? And anywhere you go, you can bring about happiness. When you can control your mind in the peaceful mind, the happiness will come. You see that? And you will learn more and more. That's only at the beginning, the first step, that the reward or the benefit or the fruitful from the meditation. That's very exciting. You know that. So you cannot pay any money to get that. So the money you cannot buy. So the happiness outside you can use your money to buy. But the happiness inside you cannot use the money. You see that? So I will say, the money you can do for your convenience, I will say that. But the happiness just come from your mind, peaceful mind only. Money cannot bring about real happiness. Money can help you for your convenience. That, like, you want to go to Bangkok. If you have a lot of money, you can fly. See that? But if you don't have money, you can walk to Bangkok. But you are still happy inside. So I say, Prime Minister and the beggar, they can have the same happiness if they can control their mind and keep their mind in peace. But the convenience is different. Prime Minister can fly, but beggar have to walk. But he is still happy. You see that? So don't worry on the money anymore, about the happiness. But you find the money for convenience. And how much? And all of you now, do you have enough money now? Or not enough? And when will you have enough? And at the end of your life, you will say, oh, I don't have enough. If you have enough now, you are a millionaire. If you don't have enough, that means you are very poor. So, the poverty in the world, it has two groups of people. The first group, that's real poverty. Real poverty, that means you don't have enough material to support your life. Like you don't have enough clothes, you don't have enough food. You see that? That's real happiness. Real poverty. Number one. And number two, you are poverty because you don't have enough. So I will ask you, which group that there are the majority of the people of the world? The first group or the second group? Second group. And so, how about all of you? Do you have enough? If you say, oh, I have enough, you are very, very rich, you are a millionaire now. You ask yourself, how much money that you spend a day? How much food that you eat per day? You see that? How many clothes that you wear per day? You see that? Maybe some of you, I think, have more than enough. And how about me? How many clothes does I have? 3. 3 pieces of clothes. One robe, one skirt, sarong, you see. And then the other rope that I put on my shoulder. And then one bowl. That's all. That's my properties. I have only that. When I want to come to Pangan, no need to carry the big luggage. You see that? That's very simple life. Anywhere that I want to go, very easy to go. I can prepare myself in 1 minute. You see that? So, because I have enough, and I don't want more than this. I used to be a professor in university for 38 years. I took my PhD, I hold my PhD degree 32 years ago. That's my experience. And I don't want, that's only illusion, not real things. Illusion that they do in the society. So when you see the real life, the real thing, then you will free from all. What do you want? You want to free your mind, or you want to try for some other things. This morning you asked me about why you have to know the taste. Why you have to have your tongue? You have your tongue for what? One, for talking. You see, if you don't have tongue, you cannot talk. Right? One, for talking. And two, for tasting. Yeah, in your tongue, on the tip, on the top of your tongue, the taste, some taste. At the middle of the tongue is the other taste, you see. Sweet taste, bitter taste, you see, in the tongue. So you have to taste. Use your tongue. But don't cling, don't attach. You just know it, how it tastes. But this kind of taste, when you know the taste, you have to use your wisdom. Do I take more? I take less, you see, to make decision. You don't believe that, oh, this is very good, this is very pleasant, so I will take a lot, and then you will have a problem. Don't believe your nervous system. You have to believe your wisdom. Your nervous system just only check at the beginning, you see that? And then you will use it. If your tongue don't know the taste, that means your tongue have problem. Because your tongue, that's the cell defensive mechanism to protect your body at the beginning. You see that? When you cut your finger, you have to get pain. If you cut your finger and then you never get pain, what happened? The blood will bleeding all of your life, of your body. You will die. You see that? When you cut your finger, and then the nervous system will send the email from this part to where? To the brain. You cut, and then the email from here will send to your brain. Ooh, I pain, you have to come and take care of me, you see. You understand that? That's the nervous system. Report to the brain. One of my friends, he is a neurosurgery. You know neuro? Neuro. That's mean neuro about the brain, the nervous system, at Chiang Mai University. And he told me that one man got angry all the time, and then they sent him to the operation room, open his head, and cut one part of the brain out. That's the feeling of anger. From that time, that man never get angry anymore. I will ask you, that's the way to solve the problem. When you feel angry, you have to open the head and then cut that brain out. That means that man is what? You don't have the full brain anymore. Not normal, you see that? And you know, the smell that you smell from the nose is come from this part of the brain. If you have car accident, and then you hit this brain, you hit with some parts, and then this part cannot work, and then from that time you will not smell anything anymore. You see that? That's the brain working. So you don't believe the brain, but you have to use the brain. You don't believe your tongue, but you use your tongue. You have to believe your wisdom from the mind. Okay? You understand that? Oh, we still have 10 minutes. So, this is very clear for the first part. I will review again. 1, long breathing. 2, short breathing. You observe and realize, and you learn from it. You have to learn how influence to your flesh body and your mind. And the third part, to calm down both. You have to. That means you can control your breathing. You can calm down your breathing, and then you can calm down your flesh body. You can calm down the mind. The last one, you create create what? The mental object. To create. And then you choose one. After you create, you play with it, and then you choose one. You choose one after that. That means you have to change your technique from hunting or following to watching. That means your baby sleep. You remember? Your baby sleep and then no need to follow. Very clear? Michael? And then after that you will shift to the second group. That means Vedana or feeling. And then you will learn when you concentrate on this, and then the exciting happiness will come. You learn from that. You experience with the exciting happiness, you observe it, you realize it, you see, and you will see even the exciting happiness, and then will calm down and go to real happiness, and then when the real happiness go away, they think nothing. Even the real happiness, not the real happiness. So if you see the happiness is happiness, that means you don't know the real happiness. I don't know, I speak to you and you understand or not. You see? Because real happiness means you're free from even the feeling of happiness. You have to free from it again. See that? So, that's the meditation instruction this morning. And then you have to practice and observe and realize. If you learn from your practice, and you can record. If you have notebook, then you can record what happened to you. You record it. Otherwise you will forget what happened to you. You have to record from your practice. You will see, you can review what happened to me. No one knows except you yourself. No one can do for you. If I can do for you, I will do for you all. And then that's very easy, right? You just stay here, not like Kung Fu in China. You know Kung Fu? You don't know Kung Fu? When the master wants to help his student, that's very shortcut, that's very easy. He just sits at the back of his student, and he uses two hands to touch the back of his student, and he transfer his energy from him to the student, and then the heat come there, and then the smoke come out. This means very hot, and then this means all power from the teacher go to the student. So the student have shortcut. They study only 1 week, that's enough. This means he have about 30 years from the teacher. So if I can do that, I will press to all of you. And then you will have that very easy, right? Okay, but you have to work out on that by yourself. You work hard, don't be lazy. The lazy people will get suffering. Diligent people will free from suffering. You work hard for you. So I will say the last advice of Lord Buddha. Do you know when the people are going to die? I will ask you, if you want to die now, what are you going to tell your friend? What are you going to tell your wife? What are you going to tell your husband? What are you going to tell your children? You are going to die now. What are you going to tell your children?
I love you.
Pardon?
I love you.
I love you, that's all.
There's so much.
Still the same knowledge, nothing gained. If you stupid, you're still stupid. You never gain anything, any wisdom. Okay, you listen. This is the last advice of Lord Buddha before he passed away. What did he say? He said, behold, you know behold? B-E-H-O-L-D. Behold, O monk, this is my last advice. Can you remember? Behold, O monk. Monk, that means all humans. Behold, O monks, this is my last advice to you. All component things. All component things. All component things. All component things are changeable. True? No objection. Okay, you see that? All component things changeable. They are not lasting. Work hard to gain your own salvation and quiet. No more work. That's the last advice of Lord Buddha. We still keep that advice more than 2000 years. Can you remember? Can you say it for me?
All
component things
are changeable.
Good. Very good. Yeah, component.
Or physical.
Yeah, right. Compound or components.
Made of elements. You are changing.
Not acting through combination.
And
hard to attain your own salvation.
Work hard to gain your own salvation. Yeah? Can you remember? The last one? Salvation. To keep you alive. Still, when you're still alive, that means you gain your salvation. You gain your own salvation. That's it. We should keep that last advice more than 2000 years. That's really valuable. See that? Even he going to pass away, he still tell us the most important thing to the world. Not, I love you, go away.
Because it is natural, no?
Okay.
If you had children, you would say that.
You have children, but not your children. You have your children, but not your children.
What?
You have your children, but not your children. You are you, but not you. She doesn't understand. Because she still believes what? Believe her eyes and believe her ears. She doesn't believe the right wisdom. What do you want?
I want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
You said before that the Prime Minister can have the same happiness as the beggar.
Mm-hmm.
Is this correct? Like as the Prime Minister, can you have the same happiness as the beggar, or is that possible?
If they have the peaceful mind, the same.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
But is it possible being a Prime Minister and have the peaceful mind?
Oh no, of course. The peaceful mind, we cannot say that this Prime Minister is beggar. The same mind. When you have peaceful mind, that means peaceful, that means calm, clean and clear. That's the same thing. So your mind will be the same as Lord Buddha. Your mind will be the same as the other enlightened person. Like you bring so many kinds of water. You bring water from the toilet. You bring water from the ditch. You bring water from the ocean. But after distill, what kind of water that you will get? After distillation, you want to distill? What kind of water that you want to get? Yeah. Clean. You know, that means no smell, no taste, nothing. Because smell and taste, that's the thing that's mixed in the water. But water itself is nothing. You see that? So all water, when you take the mixed thing in there, and then they are the same. So like your mind, when you take what? That you should know about this word, about delusion. You know delusion? You understand about defilement? Defilements, that's the thing that disturbs your mind. That's about the feeling of angry. You see? The anger feeling and grief feeling that disturbs your mind. That we call defilements. You see that? Defilements, that means the thing come to disturb your mind. Like anger, greed, and delusion. Delusion and ignorance really similar. You know, delusion and ignorance really similar. Delusion just means you don't know what is what. And you see that this the word that you should know. Defilement, delusion, greed, anger, sad. You see, that's all things disturb your mind. Yeah. When I look at your face, you feel that your mind finished. It's come out to your face, come out to your eyes. This is only outside only, but inside finished. You see that? So your eyes and your face show the mind inside. You have to read your mind and make your mind fresh and cheerful all the time. So I would like to say, enjoy here and now. This is the end of my talk this morning. Thank you for listening, and then your time for practice. Okay, thank you. Anjali, all together. Anjali, Vantana, Apivat. Anjali, Vantana, Apivat. Anjali, Vantana, Apivat. Anjali,